Good morning, everyone. As you know, the Miriam College HEU Executive Council has released a memo last Saturday night with regards to what's going to happen for the rest of the semester moving forward. So, this serves as a guideline for both faculty and students with regards to course requirements, clearance, and grading, among others. That being said, for our class, I just want to announce to all of you guys, as early as now, that I will be giving everyone an incomplete, and that includes the graduate students. I will be doing that this week already. I'm not going to wait for May anymore. And this is because of several reasons. First, I want you to have one less thing to worry about. I know that you have other requirements in your other subjects, and they might attempt to give you a grade. So I want you to focus on working on those requirements first, because I feel like our class can wait. And I'll explain that in a bit. So I also know that most of you have other responsibilities at home. Thank you again for sending in your stories when I ask you how you are. So when I check in with you, thank you very much for those who are sharing. Again, you can still email me for whatever. If you have anything that you want to share, you can just go ahead. And it might take a little time for me to reply, but I reply eventually. So you can also focus on your families and staying healthy, staying alive, and having a grade of incomplete might alleviate some of the pressure. So after I give you a grade of incomplete, you can stop thinking about assessment first, and focus on other things. And then we just get in touch every now and then. And once the quarantine has been lifted, or once there are new memos that have been released, or once there are new information that would help us plan for what's gonna happen after this, then that's the time that we resume thinking about psych assessment. The second reason is about the course requirements. As you have noticed, our class is designed in such a way that the final project won't be complete unless we have completed previous exercises. That applies both for psychological assessment when you work on the psychological report, and that also applies to the scale construction project. So you have to work on the requirements one at a time and build up on it from the previous ones. So, and given that we don't have a lot of information moving forward, it's really difficult to plan. And I also don't want to bombard you with one requirement after another. As you've been saying, you're feeling overwhelmed already. So I have been pacing the rolling out of requirements for our class. That being said, we don't have time anymore, and according to the memo, we can't give any more requirements after today. So I don't have enough basis for giving you a grade. For my third and last reason, this is related to the previous point, and this is about meeting academic competencies. I hear you guys when you say that you feel like your learning is incomplete. I totally understand that, and I am guilty for this class because first we abandoned psychological assessment, and that's because it's virtually impossible to carry out that project without meeting in person, as I've mentioned before. Second, we shifted to scale construction, but we still haven't finished that because I don't think we're gonna have time for it. And especially now that student faculty engagement was instructed to be halted, and requirements cannot be doled out anymore. So I understand where you guys are coming from when you're saying that. I do want you to get your money's worth. You paid for your tuition, so you deserve to receive the kind of education that you're expecting of the school and of your teachers. So I'm trying to figure out how to still deliver that while also following the memo. And as I've mentioned in one of my previous announcements, that me and Dr. Grace are thinking of tucking in some of the aspects of our class with OJT. And as I've mentioned, I will be your OJT coordinator. So once we have laid out the plans for the mid-year, I will be getting in touch with you again to discuss about this. So essentially, what I'm saying is that while I'm going to give you an incomplete now, you will get the chance to complete it later on. But my concern is that I cannot just give you the requirements and expect you to come up with it, or expect you to provide me with an output without my guidance. So I'm thinking about how to go about it later on, once we start with the OJT, and maybe we can figure it out together, collaborate. Let me know if you have any ideas also about how you want the class or the OJT class to be handled, while also covering the rest of the topics, or at least skills that you should be or you should have learned from this class. I don't know if it makes sense to you guys, but that's one of the options that I'm looking at. That being said, I'm offering a consultation schedule for you guys. I am posting together with this a Google Sheet where you can sign up for an appointment. So it will be 30 minutes per person. Or if you'd rather meet with me with your classmates, like as a group, as a small group, we can also do that. So just input your name on the time slot that or when you wish to talk to me. This will be on Wednesday from 9 to 12:30 and 4 to 5. Yan, so that's on Wednesday. And on Thursday from 9 to 12:30. I know people are having difficulty with sleeping, and their sleep schedules have been have shifted. But please try to sign up in my morning schedules, because my afternoons are quite booked. Yeah. And finally, let me remind you of the telepamati session that we have. So for third years, that will be later today at 10:30 a.m. Please be there if you think that you need it. If you cannot, it's also okay. And one other thing, please let me know if you don't want me to be there. If you have any concerns about me and you don't want me to hear about them, I can step out of the room. I can disconnect from the Zoom session. Okay? Another thing, I almost forgot, for the grad students, I've been in contact with Sister Ice, but I know that, of course, you cannot avail of that OJT route. So we will have to have a separate discussion about that. Again, you can sign up on the Google Sheets, so that we can talk about it I also know that Danny doesn't have a stable Wi-Fi connection. So if Joy can be a representative for the graduate students, that will be great. Okay. Alternatively, you can email me anytime. Okay, so that's it. And let me know your thoughts about what I just said. Okay, so guys, again, please keep yourself safe. Please keep your family safe. Look out for each other. Oh, one last thing before I say goodbye. I know that there are issues that are popping up in social media with regards to the Miriam College community. And I just want to let you know that if any of these things make you feel uncomfortable or distresses you, just reach out to me and we can talk about it. We can process your thoughts and feelings about it. I hope that no one is getting seriously affected by it, but if you are, I can be here to support you. But also, we have the guidance office that you can reach out to if you think that that can also help you as well. Okay? So, that's it. Totoo na. Bye guys, and good morning.